good morning to you, viewers. Yes, it's another beautiful Wednesday here from Nigeria and, of course, in Delta States. My name is Princess Cassie, and this is Wake Up Nigeria. Of course, we already have other on standby. We have Abuja, London, we have also a lot of issues on our national dailies today, and a very topical issue I've been wanting us to look at maybe later on the show today. The Okoma killing, we are seeing a lot of issues coming out by the end of the day, and we're seeing that the traditional rulers here, the council, they actually ate very well, and they drank, and they decided to release, a statement that has actually turned the state into a chaos, just barely few hours of release. Now, these are some of the issues we'll be looking at today, and of course, we'll be having a former commissioner of mineral development from Plateau State, just Commissioner Daka, that will be with us maybe later today as well to discuss the mineral state of this country. Oftentimes we clamor on oil, agriculture, but what of other mineral, no natural resources that we have? These are some of the things we'll be looking at today. And like I said, I already have my team all seated. Abuja, good morning. Let's go to
Good
Abuja very
morning,
quick.
Princess. Good morning, Princess.
Beautiful ladies, how are you doing today?
Oh, fine, thank
Very
you.
well.
How's Abuja
Fine.
today? It rained here last night, and the rain was very, very heavy all through yesterday evening, and then in the middle of the night as well. Did you experience that?
At my area, there was no rain. When we left the office yesterday evening, it looked like it wanted to rain, but there was no downpour.
Well, at my own area, there was rain, so the night was calm and it was not hot.
Yeah, yes, thank God for that. And a lot of people have been complaining of, even me. I have a lot of heat rashes. The weather is not friendly, but I think that rain actually did justice to the weather yesterday. And this morning, I'm pretty cool as well. We have quite a lot coming on our dailies today. Quite a lot, and uh, we know that the Niger Delta issue. I'm very, very topic. That one is my major concern today, because when they say when you have bad leaders, the people suffer. It doesn't apply to politicians alone, political leaders alone. Now look at our traditional rulers. Something is happening here, and all the youths this morning, people have been calling my phone has been buzzing. People are angry, people are shouting, people are talking, they are calling these people names, because they feel that there's this scene my father actually brought my brothers up with, that if you're outside and people are beating your brother, what do? You join and fight, and when they get home, before you ask, if not, you're going to, because you as an insider, if you try to say, okay, kill him, everybody will just kill that person. Now, I feel like traditional rulers should be people that have do things with wisdom. It's not about just being a traditional ruler, but do you have wisdom? Sitting on any throne is about wisdom. Without wisdom, I don't think people will actually triumph. And the youth here, a lot of people, in fact, lawyers, doctors, I've spoke with this morning. They are actually very, very angry. Good morning from to Edo, joining us now. How are you today?
Fine, man. Good morning, man.
Good morning. Daddy Chris, thank God you're here. I don't know if you can speak to us, but there's a letter that is actually flying left and right here in Delta State. And I can tell you for free that I've received like more than 10 calls this morning, and it's all get to that later. They are saying, aren't we going to do anything about it? They are angry. How can the elders, traditional council, do such a thing? How can they be so, insensitive? They don't care about the people. They would rather stick with the military or the government. Anyway, we'll leave that for one of the lawyers that will be joining us later. And of course, we'll be having the commissioner joining us today. And you know that, like I said earlier, people always say oil in the Niger Delta or anywhere. That's the only way we can sustain the country, and of course, agriculture. But now we know that we have other natural resources that can actually help us, to grow the nation. We talk about borrowing money. We talk about, in the next 20 years, what will become of the country if we keep holding on to oil alone? And so we have a lot of things. And I know that we had a guest on the show sometime say, if insurgency is going on in a particular place for more than maybe 72 hours or whatever, or how many period of time, they know that there is a particular thing in that area that people actually are going behind to to take.
Fighting.
And yeah, so I think that let's look at our our natural resources. We're talking about minerals, we're talking about a lot of them, especially from Plateau, from Taraba, and all these houses. And then we're going to have the commissioner to discuss on that. But before then, let's quickly dive into our papers for the day. Let's see what's trending on our news today, Abuja.
Okay. So as usual, we'll plunge into
That is fine.
the big story here says diesel price drops as Dangote sells 1,225 per liter. Suppliers petrol May. Dealers got 1 million liters each at 1,225 naira per liter. Price drops in Oyo, Lagos, and Ogun. Um, by the top, we have FG Interpol in talks over Binance chief extradition. That story is on page 41. We have Naira sells below 1,280 Naira per dollar at official parallel markets. You can find that on page 31. Dangote Adenuga Abdul Samad Otedola make Forbes list with $26 billion. That's on page 40. We have Akinterimwa Okay film as Ondo APC elders endorse Ayedatiwa. Ayedatiwa. Okay, that story is on page 14. We also have Senegal president sworn in, advocates Africa's unity and security. Yes, we have some pictures here. He's swearing in, and Tinubu just standing right there. We also have disconnection. UCH doctors suspend night shift, begin strike Tuesday. That's also on page 31. Deputy CP found dead in Oyo apartment. Police begin probe. That's on page 5. Court fines Ogun CP, 5 others, 25 million naira for unlawful detention. That story is also on page 5. These are all the stories we have on the Punch this morning.
Hmm. I think I like that picture there. Look at the young president.
Very young.
Very
And of course, look at our president. What's
Smiling
the
and congratulating.
what comes to your mind when you see these
picture.
people?
Looks
Because
like
this
the
is
father and
different.
son.
I will actually say a grandfather and a grandson.
Yes.
Yes. Well, uh, you know that our leaders in Nigerians, the way they quickly jet to other countries, the way they quickly fly to other country when anything happens, it's something I can't even speak on, because sometimes during the former president as well, you see that when anything happens, they are the first to get there. But what of your country? They don't care. They go to the outside world dressing so beautifully, showcasing themselves. They are Nigeria's president, they are from Nigeria, but what of your country? Ask yourself what is going on there. A lot of things are going on. We have them in the north, in the south, in the west, everywhere. Problem chaos every minute. They only sit in that Aso Rock and speak, but when it comes to other country, they are so there quickly. And look at our president here. Had me, I'm wondering how's he feeling, seeing the young president. And when he's Nigerian, you tell us, no, the youth are lazy Nigerian youth, they don't have the experience, they cannot do, when even when they are trying so hard to be there, to be heard, to be seen, they will still tell you, no, the youth, you don't have the experience, you need a godfather. and this is a problem we're having. Look at the case of Fubara and Wike. And even though Wike is, I see him as a still not too old, but look at Wike already. So imagine the way Wike is going about River State. That means that in the next 20 years, every other governor that comes on board, Wike will want to be, that thing they say remote, they press you and you walk, they press you and they control you the way they like. But look at this. This is the picture is what I'm even concerned about. You know, that our leaders are so shameless. They go to places like this. Look at this young guy, but once it's Nigeria, okay, we do not have experience. But once it's other people, you go quickly to celebrate them. It's quite disheartening. And I don't know if anybody wants to speak on that, but we have other stories here as well. We have a story here that I saw. Diesel price drops as Dangote sells
120,
1,225 naira per
220.
liter. 100, yes, per liter supplies petrol May. And so I can't wait. Maybe when Dangote starts supplying, just maybe this whole fuel price will have to crash, because the way we're going, I feel scared going out, driving out. If I have to travel a distance, I will have to think about it carefully. Is it worth it? Because buying fuel, you buy fuel, you fill the tank, and the next how many minutes is gone. And so I'm just really praying that maybe when Dangote starts, supplies, maybe that will actually help us as a country to, to have some breathing space. And I can't wait as well. I saw a story here as well that says, I'm going to throw this to a donor. Disconnection, UCH doctors suspend night shift, begin strike Tuesday. What's your take on this?
Um, Talking about the strike, it's really, really alarming because if every labor in Nigeria should go on strike, medical should be the least to go on strike. Because think about the people that need medical attention already at the hospital. Then think about those that are still going to be needing attention that are not at the hospital yet. So it's a no-no. It's a no-no for me. So my own opinion is that the government should attend to the medical people on time and let them go back to their field, because talking about going on a strike is really alarming. Um, we had an occasion where someone was dying, so we could not help that person, and they needed to go to the hospital, and it was coronavirus period. So our only hope, savior was we had a personal doctor that we have to call over to come and take care of the person. So for the medical field to go on a strike is really a no-no for me. So my own opinion is that the government should attend to them first and let them do what they want to do.
Well, when it comes to, health issues, we always pray that, in as much as we know that the federal government is not treating these people right, of course, they clamor for their arrears, for their wages, for their, welfare packages. And then we know that the government is not even treating them right, but we appeal to them as well to reconsider, because even though we know that strike is the only way you can actually get to government, if you don't do that, you won't get to them. You hear, you shout, they won't hear you. So most time what they do is they use strike to get to the government. But another thing is that, since the lives of people are actually involved, it's my opinion that they reconsider, suspending night shift and all that, beginning strike and all that. So it's actually the lives of people we're talking about. I've been ill a couple of times, and I know how it is when you rush to the hospital. They are not giving you quick response or prompt response. It's usually very disheartening, let alone when you hear there is no doctor on seat. And so we do hope that, that particular hospital, they will try their best, or hospitals, they will try their best to reconsider. And we also appeal to government to make sure that, whatever they have to do to, appease these people, they should appease them so that they go back to work immediately. And Abuja, I'm going to throw this to you, Blessing. There's a story here that is quite disturbing. And when it comes in red, that means it's not something to appealing. There's a story here that says Deputy CP found dead in your apartment. Police begin probe. I saw that story yesterday, and it was me naturally I don't like looking at pictures like that, so I didn't bother even opening the picture because I know that it's not actually
Okay. Week, or was it this week? I think it was last week.
about somebody that actually I think he actually hung himself on the ceiling fan. But another thing, sometimes when they say somebody died, they use rope and they had to hang themselves on the. How are we sure that these people actually did? Somebody else
That
can
is
still do that and
that's
put you
what
there
I
to
am
make it look
actually
like it's
driving at.
suicide. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, because most times people get murdered, and in order to cover the crime, they are just hung like that to make it look like it was suicide. But again, I just want to just say that the Nigerian police do not get as much attention as the army people get, right? In Anambra, the police headquarters there, Deborah, it was raided,
Yes.
attacked by hoodlums, and
And nobody said anything.
it was just on the papers like it was nothing. Like we're just here talking and we're trying to compare it to what had happened at the community Ukoma. Like if that had happened at barracks or something, they would the whole thing.
We have been on the
The
front
Nigerian
papers.
police, I'll say that, and about this story, the probe should be done. They should check actually the mother covered up as you said.
Okay, I think the network is
Um,
quite disturbing this morning. I could barely hear you, Blessing. But in all, I'm just hoping as well that we carry out proper investigation, because sometimes people could actually commit murder and they do it, they leave no track, they leave no trace. And this is one of it. They make it look as if, the person actually commits suicide, of course, except, of course, the person locked yourself inside and they are sure that there was nobody that could have left the house to any other place. Anyway, we don't know the reason as to what, because I saw the news yesterday. No reason as to why he actually did. And it's people are actually going through a lot, and this bring us to the path that people are actually going through a lot. Now when you see people, they might be laughing, they might be joking with you, but deep down they are not actually okay. And that is why I tend to close the show most time that make somebody smile today, give a helping hand, just ask somebody what you're going through, not in a way for you to mock them or get back at them, but at least to give them a relief as human being. Anyway, there's a story here as well, that says there's a story here that says a naira sells below 1,280 per dollar official para at the market. In as much as people that have foreign currency, they want naira to keep going up and
Okay.
depreciating. I think I'm actually at peace right now with what the CBN is putting in place, the policies. Maybe one will keep fighting, the naira will keep gaining strength, and then just maybe a lot of things as well that we import, and all that we tend to stabilize. But one thing in Nigeria, even though the dollar tends to come down, or naira appreciates. My worry is that most of the things we're already buying expensive rates, they tend not to come down. Nigerians are like that. For instance, you go to buy something and
yes.
there is dollar rate to maybe a dress. You see that when dollar now comes down to maybe 800, 7, 6, you still see that people are still selling at the same old price. And so we really do hope that people we actually flow with the rate, as well as the rate is coming down. Let goods also and services be coming down. Can we quickly also go to the next paper?
Okay. Federal government,
Can
the big story there,
uh,
the
Go
big
ahead.
story on the Guardian says electricity subsidy removal, tariff hike, and there's rising energy costs, diesel supply. Also, under NERCS 2024 tariff order, most consumers on bands A. There's a whole lot of breakdown there. Then another story, that story is found on page. Another story says NLC TUC close ranks on minimum wage. That story is found. Another story says JAMB uncovers 1,000 fake A level results. Page 5. It says Peter Obi Tinubu government on how to reduce is on page 6 on the news. Says Dangote Hotel will make Forbes richest valuation. That story is on page 2. We have another Lagos Assembly's reform bill justice system. 4. Then we have dollars, $1 billion on the way for Nigeria and others. That story is on page 3. And we have UCH as over power outage. That story is on news page 7. And the last story we have on the Guardian is big confidence in economy ends QI as business forex crisis. Page 15. That's this morning.
I can
Princess, are
barely
you there?
hear you. Yeah, I'm here, but I can barely hear you. Edo, can you hear us?
Yes, I can, but I think Abuja is having network issues.
Because I can barely hear them read out the newspapers. Anyway, Edo, I'm going to throw this to
Yes.
you as well. We have this story
Okay.
here that is quite very disturbing. So I saw we're going to go to. We talked about electricity tariff the other day. So I'm going to show this story to you that says, Jam uncover 1,665 fake A level results. How disturbing is it?
Now, where are these results coming from? It's still from the industry because an illiterate cannot just forge a result. So it's from the insider. It's an insider that is doing it. So to me, JAM should increase the strength of how they screen students because I wrote JAM. So the year I wrote JAM, they were not like there's no means of doing all this illegal stuff. But with the steady growth, as Nigerians we grow, we see different loopholes on how to bypass the legal things. Are you getting it? For example, now let's take a look at the CBT exams. The CBT exam is an exam that is made to a particular person to write the exam for their own test of knowledge. Now, I heard in a big story one time that a student used another person to bypass the exam, using one of his lecturer to bypass the exam so that he or she can get a better score. So one thing that we Nigerian youths lack is the ability to read. And you know, the white man once said that if you want to hide anything from the black man, put it inside a book. That's what is wrong with us. If we can sit up ourselves to start reading properly, reading as we should read as students, I think we should do better. We should do far, far better. And for this result, I don't know where they are coming from, but it's really a bad one, and it's very sad one for Nigeria image.
Do you know the most annoying thing here is that I don't understand at jam level, at WAEC level, school sat level, we already seen fake results, right?
That's the
What
problem.
happened
That's the problem.
when these people go to
That's
higher
why
institution?
that's the point. Because how can now I do teach. Do teach most times before. So I was in a school. A parent called me that his SS1 child wants to put him for an O level exam. I was like, no, it's not possible. But the school gave permission and that I should help them. So I was like, helping them is really costly because it's really not worth it. Because the child wants to leave the country, so you are telling me that we should get someone to help the child write the exam and pass perfectly well so that the child can leave the country. And the child is not up to the standard to write a necessary exam. Because reality speaking, this scheme of work is so programmed that you must pass through the three levels, S1, S2, and S3 before you can be able to participate in JAM. JAM is a how will I put it now? JAM is well structured. Their syllabus is well structured. That there are different parts. So you can you and is in a pattern that it's from SS1. The curriculum moves from SS1 down to the SS3. So it's really well structured. But our educational system in Nigeria is really poor. So I studied education. So we tend to study Nigeria education, for example, and American educational system, and we notice that Nigeria budgeting we only give 5 or 4% to education. How is that possible? How do you expect the country to grow? How do you expect the country to move forward? Where 80%, 70%, 60% of other country give 40, 30% to education, and you are giving 4%, 5% to education. How is it possible? How do you expect the country to grow? So it's a really sad one for Nigerians. Sha, it's a very, very big one for Nigeria.
I'm quite worried because if these children start with using fake results at their O level or A level at this point to get into higher institution, then then it's something that we should actually all be worried about, because that means that because university is not a place for the faint-hearted as well. You deal with so many courses, you deal with so many stress in school, so how are they supposed to cope if they are not able to do the minimal, these small ones? And then I think if something I must applaud my mother for is the fact that she never allows any of us to then allowed us to for somebody to write exam for you or to pay for exam. There's this word she used to say that I didn't go to school far, so you people will go by fire by force, and nobody's doing it. So there's the way she does it, and then she will make you read, even though she herself is not understanding what you're doing, but just be there looking at the book. I think that's something I actually applaud her for. And I don't
Yes,
understand. I watched a video this morning while a coach, children's coach, was trying to. I think I was listening when my sister-in-law was playing it. That sometimes the parents, we are the problem of the children. We've got into a generation where children now sit at home. The parent pays so much, to write exams to get certificate for them, and then when they come into the
yes.
public, they are supposed to to be in a special field. When they go there, they are lost, they don't know what to do at all. They are totally
You see,
confused. And this is the same thing. These
80%
are the
of the
set of
problem.
people. Yes, these are the set of people that go to higher institutions to do what? To start sorting, to start sleeping with lecturers, to start joining court, or passing exam by hook or by crook, malpractice. This is where it begins. If children that
Yes.
are supposed to, at this stage, they say catch them when they are young. If you are not able to impact this knowledge on them at this age, at what time will you impart the knowledge? This is the question that most of our parents actually needs to answer. I've in Abuja too, I've seen quite a lot of them that will call me, do you have a special center, do you know any school that I can take my children? I understand that the Nigeria structure is frustrating. Let's be sincere. The educational background is something that needs overhauling, because when we look at the fact that even jam is stressful on its own. Sometimes the stress at which my younger ones go through to write jam, I used to ask, why are you people going through this stress? Because I remember I wrote jam once, I didn't get through. Then I think then I wanted to study another course. I tried again, they didn't give it to me. So I just went to school and I started doing program from there. I entered 100 level. So nobody actually have the time for. I used to say then that even my children would not do jam. I will skip that part of jam, except now, of course, now that is very compulsory. If not, I will skip it totally. It's too stressful. We understand the fact that you have to throw a child from one place to a far distance. The country on its own is not safe. So if it's something that they can do around their places, is fine. But notwithstanding, our parents also needs to understand that if you do not impart the knowledge, now it becomes a problem. Except of course that grace, that child just wants to live a good life. If by now they're already using fake results, no, it's alarming. And it's something that I will blame the authorities and I will blame the parents as well.
Uh,
Because some of the children, they don't even know what their
uh,
parents are doing.
talking about yeah, talking
Go
about this
ahead.
jam of a thing, it's really a bad one. You get so because I have I have a place where like my church. So we all practically are students. 80% of the youth in our church are students. You see a master student, PhD student, they are all students. Now we are talking about this jam. My pastor's eldest son, he's done with first degree, came out first class. He wrote jam again to another course in the same University of Benin. Are you getting it? Not that jam is really a big problem. If a student can sit his or herself down to read, that student cannot fall below average. How do I mean? Jam has jam score is over 400. How can you tell me that you read the full textbook, the full syllabus, you completed the first subject, you read their novel, and you tell me you cannot fall above average? It's really a no-no. It's really a no-no. I wrote jam 1, 2, 3, 4. It's my fourth time I was giving admission into the University of Benin. And first time I wrote, I did not make it. Then I still was not serious. I was feeling that it's a child's play. I made it, but Postumi took me back. The third time I made it, that year they did not give us Postumi, so it was screening. That year I could not enter. So it was at the fourth year I entered the University of Benin. What am I really trying to say? JAMB is not hard. JAMB is not hard. WAEC is more difficult compared to JAMB. And we've noticed that WAEC is more complex than JAMB. So what we just do is let's talk to our parents. Our parents are really 80% of our problem. How will you give a 15 years old child a phone and get what the child is doing with the phone? Pornography, snapping pictures, putting TikTok, all this rubbish. Then how do you expect the child to focus to read? How do you expect the child to sit his or herself down and read? It's really a no-no for me. So 80% of Nigeria problem is the parents of our Nigeria problem in the education system. Parents. Because if our parents can, let's be serious, tell the child, this is what you will do, this is what I want you to do, and you must achieve it. Then I see no reason why that child will say no when the child is under your roof. It's a big problem. Like my daddy always say, I cannot back you while you be backing others. I getting it. So we should try to make sure, let our parents try to make sure that they give this platform that our children must read. It's a must. If the white man tells us that if they want to hide something, if they want to hide a goat from then we should learn to read so that the code that is in that book, we can phantom it out. And reality speaking, if we want to be more successful, it's not education, it's reading, it's knowledge.
I agree
To,
with you to an extent. There was a time, right? In my former office in
yeah,
Abuja, so many years ago, my CEO made me do this special report on, I should go across every library in Abuja. We should do a database on how the young people are actually making use of these facilities. I went through Abuja, me and the driver, everywhere, every library in Abuja. You will be shocked. You will be shocked that most time the few people we even met there were maybe university students trying to do their
workers,
project,
workers,
researching one thing or the other. But the young people, they
yes,
tell
yes,
so
people are
most
not
of
there.
these libraries,
Yeah,
they are just there, the books are just there, so dusty, dilapidated, what is it called, not well kept, because of
um,
course our students are no longer
normal.
patronizing them, people are no longer
Another one,
going there, people go there to sleep. I was shocked. And when I took all these footages, I came to the office, even my CEO was shocked that this was the reason. He said, he has been thinking, let's do something different. And we really, it me too, it boils down to the parents as well. If you have a child in your house, you're the one bringing them up, so we can't help you bring them up. You can only do your best from home. They say charity begins at home. Before we, the outsiders, we cannot help. And so we're actually appealing to
yeah,
parents. This is so heartbreaking that we're already seeing fake results at this stage, and when they go to university,
young
forget
age.
it, they will do anything to pass. I'm telling you, I had them way back in my class in school. They would do anything to just do what? Pass that course. Let my people go. They don't care the grade. Let them just move to the next
That's
stage.
true. Indeed.
And then there's a story here that is very disturbing. The headline here is disturbing. Now, federal government plans to, plans 200% tariff hike. Abuja, can you people survive this?
When I saw this headline, I was just thinking that when the federal government finished everything
What will
in
happen?
this country, what will become of
Nigeria.
the poor people who can barely afford these things, even as guys? Now, when you talk about 200%, it's not funny. Buying electricity now for me is not funny. So 200% tariff. How are we? Food is not easy to come by. Transportation is high. Electricity will pay. You don't get to see the light. Most times you go back home, there's no light. Sometimes you come back, you're asking the neighbor, say, hey, they brought it like and but they took it. You don't see the light, but I don't understand. What if they removed subsidy on everything? Then what are they going to help us with? Because even medication is really expensive. Very, very. That's where you will know that no sick, don't just be sick. Nothing is cheap in this country. So I don't understand treating yourself of now they're talking about the 200% hike, fuel subsidy has been removed. Where are we going? Really about this? It's the government. I don't know when they remove this. What do they want to do with the money in the House of
It's
Assembly? And
obviously going to be shared
they
again
would
now.
expect Ningi not to speak up. Princess, are you there?
You see the reason
Yes, I'm
why,
here. I said
you see the reason why we are finding
before
a
now,
problem in Nigeria.
let me give you guys a scenario, right? If I buy in Abuja, right, for like maybe 1,000 naira unit, for instance, then I used to get like I used to get like 28 units, right? Now Then it was cut down, I think 50%. Then when you buy 1,000 naira, it became 15 units, right? 15 was it called inside. And now later it was reduced. Now once you even buy 1,000, they drag it down to 9. And now I think it's I don't know how many, like right now I've been away from Abuja for some time.
Seven.
So now just imagine now they are taking it 200%.
39.
Please, I think at this point estimated billing is now better. Make una no vex, because I don't know what you're going to do with a tariff of, with this percentage. The moment you buy that maybe 5,000 or maybe 10,000, I bet you, except you're not using your water heater, you're not using your ACs,
Free.
forget it.
But you have to.
Then if you have to, that is where the problem is. I think that this also boils down to why people are doing, bypass, how do you call it, the shortcut they do behind. Because when they can no longer survive, they will look for a way to survive. So I think also the government is not being fair at a time that fuel is very expensive, diesel is very expensive, and now you are now taking electricity tariff very high. To top it up, people are not getting these lights for, not even 80% or 90% of the day. And so
Doing
I
the
think it's
light
unfair. Federal government is not doing the citizens well at all. It's very, very unfair. That is the truth. It's unfair.
And
Anyway,
ma,
I hope.
let's be realistic
Yes,
here.
go ahead.
Let's be realistic here. A
Go
country,
ahead.
a country that does not have electricity, how do you expect the country to be industrialized? Small startups that want to go into business cannot function properly because of what? Because of bad electricity. For example, now take a look at the fashion industry now. How do you expect the local tailor to make clothes at a cheaper rate when he or she cannot get good electricity supply? We have to buy coal. You have to buy coal at least 1,000 naira, 500 naira to make just 3 or 4 clothes, and that causes problem to the body too. Don't forget, and you are going to buy other things. So I think the government should consider electricity, and because if they cannot consider electricity, I think Nigeria cannot move forward.
Hmm. Anyway, there's a saying Nigerians will say, "Allow the people breathe," I be allow the poor breathe. I think the president also should allow people to breathe. And
And
look
he's the
at,
one
I
that
want,
You are the one that made the
he was the
statement.
one that made the statement.
who did?
Tinubu.
Really?
Tinubu was
Yes,
the one that made that
He
statement
was the
now.
one that made the
he was the
statement.
one that said, "Let the
Let
poor
the poor
breathe."
breathe.
But he's not allowing them to breathe
Yes,
now. They're actually
and he's
choking
not allowing them
already.
to bring down.
Okay, there's a story here just before we move forward from here. A story here that say uh, Peter, Peter Obi, economist, lecture Tinubu's government on how to reduce borrowing. I thought this is what I love. I really want our, this, political, presidential candidates of the past elections, political, party stalwarts, godfathers, and of course, elder statesmen, when they start pressuring the president, when they start releasing statements, when they start speaking, you make them uncomfortable, impacting, saying good things, what they can do, what they can achieve, not necessarily trying to drag them down every minute, trying to cause commotion where there is none. But he lectures the president on how to reduce borrowing. They borrow so much money. What do they do with the money? I do not know. And then you are still making life unbearable for Nigerians. You are increasing electricity tariff by 200%, and then you borrow as well. What do you borrow? You borrow to pay governors, to pay politicians. The people are not feeling the impact. So I think every other, ex candidates, even though you didn't make it to that seat, but at least you can bring in your ideas now. Just ship them in. Who knows? They might
Then,
actually pick.
ma,
Go ahead.
ma, ma, one thing that is wrong with all we Nigerians is our tax system, our system of taxing. Now, it's a progressive tax where the rich are charged lower and the poor are taxed higher. So if we can change our system of taxation, it will help us and do us a big time good. Because in US, the rich are charged higher and the poor are charged lower. That system is what is helping US. So they get money from the rich to help the poor. But in Nigeria here, we get money from the poor to help the rich. So it's really a bad one. So we should work on our system of taxation. If we can work on that, I think it will do us more good. Because I study economics in my higher institution, and we study more of taxation, and we notice that Nigeria has a very bad taxation system. So they should work on their taxation so that it can help too.
Hmm. Anyway, we hope that the government will hear also as well as we speak. Can we move to the next paper quickly?
Okay, so we'll move quickly to Vanguard. And the big story here says anguish as 30 children, others get kidnapped in Katsina, Zamfara, and Delta.
Oh, that's Delta again.
We have 1,008 kidnapped in March 2024. Bandits kill man, abduct wife, neighbor in Zamfara. Disrupt prayers at mosques, abduct worshippers. Zamfara along Katsina Sokoto borders. Gunmen kidnapped two varsity students in Taraba. Herdsmen kidnapped two baby in Delta. The You can find the story on page 8 of the Vanguard. Eyes Nigeria now. Wanchuku, Peter side. Out with Odili, and that's coming from Wiki. You can find that on page. As Ondo Guba, APC leaders, aspirants clash over as endorsements. That's on page 10. We have that's coming from Afe Babalola. I am worried that in the news relevance, while algorithms and robots into learning in various fields, robots will make our children more robotic. Yes, these are all the stories. Okay, there's a top story here. It says Tinubu Oborebori Saraki congratulate Olu of Warri 7. We have Okwama. Police not army should probe and try suspects. That's on say Adenuga, Rabiu, Otedola make Forbes 2024 billionaires list, and that's on page 6. Forex turnover in official market rises 95% to $1 billion in the Q in the first quarter of 2024, and that is on page 29. These are all the stories we have on.
Mm. Okay, I think I saw a story here I really want to speak on. There's a story here that says, the headline here is quite disturbing. It's quite, heartbreaking as well. Anguish as 30 children, others get kidnapped in Katsina, Zamfara, Delta as well. And so we know that insecurity is something that we all have been, speaking on. There is no day we sit here and we don't talk about people being kidnapped, being killed, and of course being raped or murdered as well. So I think the government. That is why I'm very, very angry when I see the president. Look at the president. Look at this newspaper very well. Now it tells a story. When you look at the president smiling, laughing so sheepishly with the new president outside the country, and then look at the headline above on top there. And so it's a two one newspaper, but it's telling a lot of stories with emotions and feelings as well. So look at the president laughing as if all is well where he came from. all is okay in his country. Meanwhile, children being kidnapped, being killed is actually very sad. I don't know how we get how we got here, but it's sad. And look at this story from Afe Babalola as well. Where is the lie? There is no lie. We just spoke about, our educational system. We talked about the children. We talked about our higher institutions. We've gotten to a stage where people don't go to school. They do what they like. In those days, while I was in the university so many years ago, it was a thing of pride. And then maybe sometimes when you're not feeling well, you travel, you're not able to make it to school. There's something that, if you know me, people that are close to us will tell you. It's even my younger ones. If you tell them not to go to school, maybe the rain is too much, something, they start crying. It doesn't make sense that somebody just unnecessarily hates a school or institution, some where you will go to. Education is power, is key. But now some of our parents are making it look so, what is there, just go and buy and whatever. But at the end of the day, you still have to stand with the word. I know somebody here that actually got it, and now he's not able to speak in public. Some days ago, I was speaking with somebody, and I was telling the person that it doesn't make sense. Somebody just buys the results, and now they call the person out in the public. He's not able to say a word. He's not able to speak. It's shameful. And now, so I think what Afe Babalola is saying is just the truth. There is no lie. The whole system needs overhauling. I know that there are children that are actually trying. When you see some of these young people, they are willing, but we don't want these ones that are not willing to start
Yes.
corrupting them, and their parents to start corrupting the ones that are actually willing. You cannot go, you don't want to go through the stress of school, but then you want to become a graduate. It's the same thing Two-Face used to say: you don't want to die, you want to make heaven. It doesn't work that way. You first of all get to one before you get to the other. And so it's very shameful as well. But more, and then I saw a story here as well that says police, not army, should probe try suspects. That is Okoma. But we already know, don't let me show this to you. We already know that the king, the traditional ruler, is still in their custody. This person has been taken to army airport. They actually handed the guy to the army, not the police. Can you hear us?
Yes, we
Yeah.
Can you
can.
hear me? Okay, so I think Edo is having the issue. Uh, yes, let me show this to Debbie then, since Edo can hear us very well. Debbie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I was asking that, look at the two story there on Vanguard, the first two story at your left hand side, the top stories. We're talking about Tinubu Oborewo Risaraki congratulate Oluwari at 40. And then there's another story that says Okoma police, not army, should probe try suspects. Now look at a king that look at a governor that is not even able to speak. They don't know what to do. Look at the state of the people here as we speak. Just yesterday, we said there are snakes bites, killing the people. I got information that over somebody that was able to escape said the place where he was, over 17 to 16 people died around him. He had to start running away. When you stay without food for a period of time, you stay without medication, water, and as well as maybe a proper shelter, you will die. And that's what's happening to them. The governor is here congratulating the Olu of Warri. And this shows how our political leaders are not challenged they could be. And then we're not seeing San. I remember that I saw a story also yesterday. Falana is demanding to see the king, the monarch that has been, arrested, handed to the army headquarters. So he is demanding to see him and be sure that the man is still there, because you cannot do things, even though you are pointing fingers at him, you have to do it the right way as well. That's what Sanana is. That's the claim. that you cannot keep him there without telling us what's going on. If you want to
That
try a man, I am a lawyer, I know how it is. You will give him to this authority, give him to police, and let them be taking him to court to try him. If he's found wanting or guilty, then you can prosecute him. That is the ground Falana is standing on. And Falana did say that yesterday he's demanding for this man, that he wants to see the man. And then we know that it will be difficult because we live in a Nigeria where we don't have the rule of law. So, because army were actually involved, army will want to make sure they try this, and it's not in their jurisdiction to do that. That is my point.
well,
Yes.
what I would say is first off, Nigerians, will I say Nigerians or will I say our government, they actually know how to do what we call misappropriation. You're supposed to carry out a particular act. Instead of carrying out that particular act, you're carrying out a an act that is far different from what you're supposed to carry out. Taking for instance the news of yesterday of the people that are in the bushes and the rest. And now we're seeing you congratulating the Olu of Warri because he has advanced in age 40. They say at 40. So it means he has added another year. I'm not saying you should not congratulate, but what happens to these people that are meant to be our main priorities for now? We're misplacing priorities. That's what our government is doing. They misplace priorities a lot and just makes it look as if, okay, they bring out this news, and after bringing out this news, it's swept under the carpet. That's where it ends. As so far as yesterday has passed, that news has passed. That is to them, the government. It has passed, it has passed. They will look for something. In fact, you see on the news, okay, we're trying to do this today. You see it, oh, you're sure you've seen it on the news. But by tomorrow, it's as if whatever they said yesterday, as far as yesterday has passed, it has gone with yesterday. So they're not going to attack that situation. And this Oklahoma police, not army, should probe and try suspect. Well, we all know it's not in the army's jurisdiction to carry out investigations and carry out necessary documentary to find out what really happened or what really did not happen. So the army carrying this monarch, I don't know their own decision. Just like you said, Falana said you wanted to see him and know what is happening. Most definitely, I doubt they will even allow him an access to that man. That's if the man is still alive. I don't know. I'm just saying. But the problem is our country knows what we call misplacing of priorities. That's just the key of everything that's happening in this country. Misplacing of priorities. Why not allow the police do their job? Allow them check this person. Okay, fine, we've gotten the suspect. We know that this is the suspect. Let's try him. Let's know whether he's really the one or not. Let's know if he's really the one.
Mhm.
But no, that's not
A-
the situation of the country. Well,
Anyway,
Um,
we wait. Go ahead. Listen.
um, this the governor of Delta State, really, it for me it's really disheartening. I have not heard, maybe some of you have, him saying anything about those who are in the bushes, those who are dying. Is it that the people from who are from Okoma community should now go distinct? They should no longer, the community should no longer be in existence because that happened in their community. I really do not understand why he is still quiet, why he is there congratulating someone when there is fire on the, this is fire on the mountain, people are dying. Those who have been lost since this happened, uh there are more than 17. 17 soldiers were killed. Those, this is like more than double, if not triple. People are dying, right? And so you don't, both civilians and army person, they are all human beings. They need to be protected. You cannot take others higher than you take
Another.
the others. They need to do something. These people are without food. Yesterday we saw that there are reports that their
Snakes.
snakes are killing them. No aid,
No
no
medical
shelter, no
attention.
medical attention, nothing. And I don't understand. You see that this the I was saying leadership is a joke
It's a
to
joke
them.
here to them actually, especially to Oborowori. I think it's actually a joke because it's that before now when we used to sit and debate, and then those days we used to see killings in Kaduna and Benue. Then while I was in Abuja, sometimes you just keep reading the news and you think it's news, but then it was actually getting to us because it's what we come to see behold every morning. And of course, I used to say it, you cannot understand pain except you have been there before, or or apparently you have felt something similar. And so we are here now, we're discussing about it, but as we speak, imagine the heavy rains last night. It was so heavy, up till this morning, and then somebody will be under that rain in the bush, no lights, no food, no water. Of course they will die. How would they survive? Because personally I can't survive. And so, and now we see that the governor is not saying anything. I've said it over time that he will go to, since he went to Abuja on a closed door meeting, he came back. That was it. He has not gone back to Koma. He has not said anything. He's just there. And now this morning he's coming out. Of course, he's a governor to congratulate Odu of Warri. These are the things that are important to them, not the common people. As we speak, I'm afraid, bless him, but it's as if Okoma is already going to extinction, like you said, because
Weasel.
the people are not there. Army is still, there's a stage there. They can't go back home. And a lot of them, if not like 50, 60%, they are all gone. They are dead. And so what are these vulnerable people supposed to do without, the governor speaking to them? And the most shameful act is what the traditional rulers actually put on out there yesterday. We're going to flash that press release from the traditional, the council, what they did here. And then, like I said this morning, people were calling me and people were not doing anything about it. This is shameful, this is that and other. So maybe some of the young people will be joining us as well. Some of the baristas and doctors we have in the state will be joining us shortly. So you can hear from these people how shameful this actually is. That the governor refused to say anything. Even traditional rulers, they are not removing themselves from this whole thing, leaving the community behind, leaving the people behind. You know what they care about? They care about power, the glamour that comes with it, the glitz, and nothing else. And it's quite shameful as well. Anyways, viewers, this is Good Morning. This is Wake Up Nigeria on Srtv. We're still here. Of course, we have quite a lot on the news this morning. Just before we go on that quick break, Edo, if you are there with us, there's this story here that says where I fell out with Odili. This is coming from Wike, the troublemaker. I tag him the troublemaker. And we know that Wike is having fallouts with Odili, but is it really only Odili that is having fallouts with? As far as I know, every statesman in that state is actually having one problem or the other with Wike, and this is not healthy for it's not healthy for River State, their democracy, or anything they want to do in that state. Edo.
Yeah, you should trust Wiki. Wiki is a troublesome person. He looks for trouble here and there. So to me, it's not only having problem with just that guy. He has problem with almost all the top politicians there in that state. So to me, he should just he should just relax. He should just relax.
Anyway, we even pray that that state will be able to run. I feel so much for Fubara. Not like I've met him, I don't really know him one on one, but I feel his pains. And like Daddy Chris said on the show yesterday, can't he speak? He can't talk or what? I don't understand. He
Yeah,
said
that's
God,
the
for that
point.
reason,
He
and
have
he's
to
just
speak
there. He's
out.
calm. Why is he
Like,
calm?
like that Chris what you said, speak out so that we can fight for you. If you are not speaking out, we cannot fight for you. How do you expect us to come to a fight that we don't know anything about? We should know something about the fight so that we should know how to fight, where to start fighting, and how to fight. Because it's assuming me and my brother are fighting, and my dad just coming, not hearing from anybody, just burst into the fight. It's not going to work. So the guy should speak out so that we can hear his pain, or we can know what's wrong, so that we can know how to tackle the situation.
Hmm. Anyway, Fubara knows what to do. Anyway, I think Wiki also have some cockroaches or whatever in his cupboard. So at this point in time, it's a die hard stuff, because if they go like this, Fubara will be useless for the next 4 years. He will be useless, and that's it. And the fact that he's refusing Wiki to control him, I think we had something similar in my state where Oborego and Okowa wanted to have a little, ruffle here and there, and at some point they had to go back and they settled it. I think apparently at that point, Borewori also wanted to, raise muscle. I'm here now, and but I'm guessing that he was called to order by these political gladiators or evil godfathers, to always, dance to the tune of Okowa, and that is why we've not heard anything again. But it's actually okay when they fight, that is when the people benefit, even though we say when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. But sometimes when they fight, they expose themselves, and then the ones in power tend to do the right thing. Because once you keep controlling them, that means the previous person is actually still ruling, not you and the seat. Anyway, we go on a quick break now, and when we return, Wake Up Nigeria will continue on SRTV. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion, and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262 274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5. OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at eventbrite.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com
or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
Come and experience a nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people.
Hello, viewers. You're welcome back from that quick break. This is Wake Up Nigeria on Srtv here. I'm still here with my team. While we wait for our guests to come in, I was just chatting with some of them. Let's continue with our reviews this morning. I want us to take the Daily Trust newspaper, Abuja.
Okay, newspaper. The big story there says 300%. Right, that's it. 400 naira from 68 naira. NERC loan from federal government. Nigerians overstretched by. We have another story that says President Ali Siroma dead. Another story, Dangote makes Forbes billionaires 8. We have found them in tourism page 10. The top left we have businessman in Zamfara. Have that commences diesel sale million. We have that's also have Ondo residents who branded green. Page 38.
Okay, just
Yeah,
before we continue with that paper there, we already have a guest with us, Barrister Emmanuel Dejema. with us here that will be speaking on the memo released by the traditional rulers. Can we have him here, please? We have with us Barrister Emmanuel. Okay, he said he's already in the studio. I don't know why we can't see him, but please, if we can have him
I
here,
think
that
it's
would be
because
nice.
I think it's his network.
Okay. Uh, we'll continue with the papers until we're able to have him here with us on the stage.
Okay, so how realignment in bandit mass abductions. In that story, and we have a photograph of slating the says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu president of Senegal, Bassirou Dakar fire in Dakar on the stories we have on the daily trust for of the Ramadan timings.
Okay. And there's a story here I really like that I want us to speak on. Under resident loot truck conveying Tinubu branded grains. You know, there is hunger in the land, and this hunger will make residents, throw their caution to the winds. There's a way you push people to the wall, and they don't have any choice than to do what that to turn and face you head on, and then we'll call it a day. You know, I don't think that a normal person that has food in their homes, everything is going well for, we just wake up one day and do what? Go and hijack a truck and start looting. It's only person that is hungry that will do such a thing. And I think this is what Peter Doshe will always say: the person who invested and invested firewood to their home should not be surprised when the lizard comes paying them visits.
Yes.
And this is exactly what we're seeing now. And so, if people do not have the money to buy, they don't have anywhere to go, and they can't see what they do. They attack the government. So I think it's a high time the government understand the pains that the people are going through, and then you're increasing the electricity tariff by 300%. Oh, please, federal government, this is not a good thing.
But wait, I guys, the
What?
branding, it's too brand necessary. And some extra cash, spending money to put your face on these bags. What, the bag of rice, carrying the president's face here and there. You don't do. Even small rice that you want to give people. People are hungry. Hmm. If weekly, they brand whoever is to still snatch it because people are, and most times this brand some governors or saying they still hijack it in-house campaigns.
Distribution.
So it's going to a senator's house and I saw like branded packs of what is it called, rice, all of that. I think it was during Buhari's time, like thing like in the house. I'm sure that was what they had. Not say they
Abu,
did not.
Abuja, oh, princess, your net,
Abuja, Abuja, we're struggling to hear you. We can't hear you very well. I think your network is a little bit shaky there. I just saw our guest bodies off again. That is Barrister Emmanuel, all the way from Delta. It's actually in court. He just came out to talk to us. People are actually very aggrieved with, the memo or the press statement from the traditional rulers, the Council of Traditional Rulers here. And so we wanted him to throw light on that, the statement that is actually flying left and right. People are not happy at all, about that statement. I do hope that we'll have him to join us quickly because we need to hear from them, especially at a day where Oborevori is wishing Olu of Worry a happy birthday, while his people are actually in the bush being killed by snakes, bites, hunger, and everything. And so we wanted them to speak on this as well. Hopefully, he's going to join us again, and we will get to that issue. But before he comes to join us, there's another story I want us to throw light on as well here. I'm blessing. I understand what you're saying about branded. Our politicians saying these people are good. Do you know when they come into office, and you see that they've already started branding for specific people? Why can't you just give to everybody? And that is why they were actually looted. And also, there's a story here that says, gunmen kill businessman, adopt wife, neighbor in Zamfara state. And so we see that insecurity as of today cuts across to Delta states, Zamfara, Katsina, and some few other states, and it's quite disturbing as well. In as much as we call the government to do what they are supposed to do as the people, we think that we Nigerians we should be vigilant, because as it stands we have ourselves to care for. I don't think the people actually, your president, your politicians, your security agencies, they are doing their best, but their best is not good enough. But you as the people try to make sure that you stand, you're vigilant as well. Now while we wait for Barrister Ima to join us again, let's go to the next paper. Let's
That
take.
would be
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Tribune, Nigeria Tribune.
the big story here says Ondo 21
Okay, my problem with Abuja is that your network is a little bit shaky, and then taking that story will be. I think this paper is not. I don't think this paper is. Can we take off that paper? I'm thinking that paper is not today's paper. We saw
okay.
something like, if it is, I don't know, but I'm not very sure. But we have other stories here as well we can take. And we have other papers as well we can take. My problem is that Abuja is having these
Okay, so
network issues.
that Benin can actually Edo can take the daily times if the network is okay.
Or rather, let's just do
Okay,
sports. Take the sports.
okay. The Daily Times, a big one here. Can fires on Konsolu cause over Easter message
Okay,
with
we
POS
have
machine.
network issues from Edo as well. Network is not very friendly, so I'm going to take the sports myself. And this is the Punch Sport Extra, because we've seen most of the similar story across other papers before. And the main headline here says "Born Again." Dennis finds his rhyme again since return to Watford, and that story is on page 6 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we have a story here that says James on Madrid, rather future stars. And that story is on page 5 of the Punch Sport Extra. We have a story here that says quick pen chase, kid sensation. And we can see a girl chat there on page 6 as well of the Punch Sport Extra. We have a story here that says MPFL, Eyimba Pillars, Robo in Aba, That story is on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we have a story here that says there's another story here that says Akpam insists on adjust stay amidst EPL interest. And that story is on page 6 as well of the Punch Sport Extra. There's a story here that says fans express concern as 14 players hit camp. This is on Olympic qualifier on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we'll have a story here that says Aroko Dare leads Jenks title push on page 6 of the Punch Sport Extra. Now, these are some of the stories we have coming from the Punch Sports Extra. There's a story here as well that says Hearn insists Joshua will fight Fury in 2024 on page 7 of the page 2 rather of the Punch Sport Extra. And then let's talk about sports. I saw that even when you go to Vanguard, there's a story there as well that says there's a story here as well on Punch that says 2024 Olympic qualifiers.
Super
Uh,
fun.
S- Super Falcons join in joyous mood in as more players hit camp. Super Falcons camp in joyous mood as more players hit camp. We can't wait to see how that unfold. We hope that we know that the girls, the women are always making us very proud.
Yeah.
So we pray that they keep making us proud, even the guys as well. They are making us proud, and so we pray that that joy will continue uh, with these people. But Edo, what should we be expecting from these women?
Yeah, yeah, well, we should be expecting more. So at least they should give us what they have been giving us before. They should give us a maximum fire performance in what they do.
Anyway, we hope that they are going to have, we are going to have I don't know, a good time with them. We know that the women are actually trying anyway. They are actually, doing us very proud, and we hope that they will keep making us proud. The doctor has the lawyer rather. I have a doctor and a lawyer that have been trying to call me. I don't know what, maybe their network is actually disturbing them, but we do hope that okay is here. Sir, can we see your face, sir? Hello, barrister. You need to unmute your sound. If you can hear us, you need to unmute your sound. Okay, yeah, that is the problem we're having this morning. The other one said he's trying to join as well from the hospital, and this one is from the court. I don't know why we're having network issues here, but my network seems pretty good today here in Delta State. I bet because of the rain. Uh, but if we can't have them, we still have to close the show regardless. But I really wanted them to speak on the statement released by the traditional rulers in Delta State as regarding, the Okoma killings, and of course the monarch that has been in custody for days now. I wanted them to speak. I wanted them to tell us as well, the way forward, and especially on a day like this that Oborewori choose a day like this to congratulate. We're not saying he should not congratulate, but what we're saying is that let there be there's something in economics you call a scale of preference. We were taught in secondary school, and so these are issues of priority. And when lives are involved, I think the governor also should consider the lives of the people. He went into that office swearing an oath to protect these people. And now we're seeing that a lot of them are being killed, these are innocent people. Let's not forget that they're actually innocent, because the killers, of course, have been declared. I don't know if they are the killers, but since the army now have a set of people they declared wanted, why not? Why not You allow these people, these vulnerable women, these children, these aged people, the handicapped, to come back home and to live their lives. Even if they don't have a shelter, a roof over their heads, there's this sense of feeling belongings that come, knowing fully well that this is my land and they are safe there. And so we can't keep allowing them to stay in the bushes or in the forest, being killed by wild animals and snakes. I just really think that, oh, Borewo Rishujo. Okay, Barrister, you're welcome, but you need to unmute your sound. We cannot hear you. So if you can hear us, just unmute. There's a button there. You can see close to your name. Just unmute it so we can get to hear you very well, sir. We cannot hear you. I can see from here that you have to unmute your sound. And so there's a button, there's an icon before the barrister. Just click on it. That is all you have to do. Okay, I think we lost that connection there. Just before we go, we know that a lot of insecurity issues. But just before we go, Edo, what's going on in your state with your deputy governor? Can you brief us on that? Okay, we love to hear from Edo as regarding, Shuaibu Phillips issue, the PDP, and of course the House, the battle there, the tantrum. They've been throwing tantrum for days now. But if the network is the issue, that's fine as well. But Abuja, before we go, how's the situation there? You're talking about security in Abuja. Debbie.
Well, I would say we are hoping that security gets stronger. At least, Blessing said something the other day about going to one of the parks on Sunday, and she was happy because of the kind of securities that were there. I believe that our president is actually putting in place security agents, and I also hope that these security agents don't join hands together with people we are scared of. That brings insecurity into the country. So that's what I will say about it in Abuja. And finally, wherever you are, you should also learn to secure yourself first, because if you don't secure yourself first, nobody's actually going to secure you. That's another thing to say.
To connect to the barrister, but if we cannot, we have to call it a day, and just maybe we have them again on the show tomorrow. I'm quite happy. Abuja, I know the rate of one chance there, it's alarming, and I just want you people to be okay while you are there in that city. Please do where to use the parks, except of course you have your car, or otherwise, if I don't drive in Abuja, I use the park or I use Uber. I don't have any business with along. I used to tell Mary until she entered the one chance, and then since then I think Mary also learns the hard way. And so please, while you're going to work, when you close, go to the park, and be careful as well, not just the park, but be careful as well. We know that the rate of one chance in Abuja is alarming. Instead of Wike to actually channel that energy, in clearing the city, bringing these people to book, Wike is busy, one leg in Abuja and one leg in River State. I don't know how that is going to work out for him, but please, you also be careful out there. And viewers, just before we let you go, don't forget to subscribe to our social media handles. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course YouTube. Subscribe to our page, hit on the notification bell, and leave us with your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us your opinions or how you feel. As well, know that while you are out there, if people are going through a lot. Let's take a case study from the CP of police that actually died, committing suicide. And so we know that a lot of people are going through a lot. People might be laughing at you, people might be, happy to you, but deep down they are sad. And so all you have to do is to try and put a smile on the faces of the people you meet. In as much that you are going through a lot, you can still help somebody also from that place of depression to a place of relief. And so we urge you, while you're out there today, put a smile on the face of somebody today. And like what we always say, don't forget the rules. Drive carefully, obey the traffic laws, and know that your life matter as well. And our politicians, please, Oborewori, especially today of all day, you choose to be wishing Olu of Wari a happy, joyous birthday. We don't have issues with that. But the only thing we have issues with is that please consider the people, the vulnerable people, the people in the bushes and the forests that are actually, having issues with their lives, with their staying there, dying on daily basis. Please, we are appealing to Delta State government to make sure that he do something about it. Use this energy of wishing birthday wishes to, go to that community and resolve this issue for these people. And as well, while you are out there, remember that peace is priceless, so let's always give peace a chance. We see you again hopefully tomorrow on the show. I remain yours truly, Princess Casey, and thank you, Abuja. Thank you, Edo and London as well, for being part of the show today. Have yourself a very beautiful day.
And you too, thank you.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion,